Agent Tremper here. We are tapping trees up in North Danville at the Cary Sugarbush. And Chris, can you walk us through a little bit? Tapping is really an art and a science, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Maybe you could talk us through what you're looking at when you're coming up on a tree and the things you have to consider.
Yeah, like you said, Chip, tapping is probably the most important thing we really deal with. It's going to dictate our yield at the end of the year. If we don't put these taps in right, it's going to cause problems in the end. So when I approach a tree, I like to look up. You know, as you're going, you're making this game plan. This is a very healthy tree. You look at the crown, make sure everything's right with it. But as I mentioned before, these trees have been tapped quite a bit. So look, these are old taps, very close to each other. As I mentioned before, they create wounds in the tree that don't produce sap. So we want to avoid those up and down, left and right. So I kind of draw a diamond and just stay away. So in our situation, the most important thing to do is stay away from last year's hole. So we can see it right here. She's healing up good. That's a good indicator of the tree's health, so we're happy to tap this tree. We've got our 5/16. This is called the drop. It's about 3 feet, and it gives us our tapping band. So I can go anywhere in this section. And we replace these about every 3 years. Keep things very sanitary. It's going to keep the tap hole open a lot longer. So as I mentioned, these trees have been tapped quite a bit. Some of them is hard to tell, they've healed, but we're going to go for what we call tapping below the lateral, or root tap.
Okay.
And so again, stay away from this hole. This is all very clean wood. And we orient it so our T is facing up and our tap is facing down.
Okay.
And the vacuum will have no problem. You can hear the vacuum. Shouldn't have any problems pulling this sap up, pulling it down to our main line, down to our collection site. So, tree's healthy, everything's good. I found some spots that are far away from any old holes. So, sharp bit, 2 inches deep is the tapping depth we're going with. Very important, keep this protected, keep it sharp. It's going to make a clean hole, which really matters. You want to stay away from any flaky bark, scrape it off if you need to. But we're going to start the drill, in and out, smooth motion the whole way.
And is there a particular angle? Do you want to tap sort of downhill because water runs downhill, or
So in our situation on high vacuum, we don't really need that angle.
Okay.
And any angle is going to create an oblong hole. So it's not going to seal right on our tap. We're going to have a micro leak. We're going to create some issues. So
gotcha. Straight
in, straight out. I'm covering this vacuum so we're not sucking any wood chips.
And you've just got a little piece of tubing on there as your marker on the drill bit.
That's my stop. I measured this 2 inches. Again, is an important, you don't want to go too deep, create too big of a wound. But you also want to get into the zone, the sapwood, that is producing sap.
Now, do you have to blow out the wood chips or anything on something like that?
That one pulled it all out pretty good, so it's a good thing to check because that'll get bound up in the tubing system. This one's very clear.
So something to be aware of, and a sharp drill bit helps with that.
Pulls that all out, and again, you can see if this was an unhealthy tree, we wouldn't have this beautiful white, clean wood. So as you're doing all these things, I could have pulled into that, could have been bad wood, and you got to make a game plan. Say, is this tree alive? Is it healthy? Is it worth putting another hole in, or closing this one up for the year, or pulling it out of production? Some of the trees just need to be pulled out. So we have our tap, little plastic fitting right here. We're going to seat it on by hand. Really work that tubing on it. Make sure she's seated on the barb. Sometimes you got to get low here. So tapping is a very delicate process. You might have been able to hear that sound change. So it's all by sound and feel. Because you don't want to drive this too far in and go past the productive zone of sap.
Okay.
So this is looking like a good tap. And I'm happy with it. No leaks. Good.
You make it look easy, Chris.
A couple hundred a day.
All right. Well, we will keep bringing you updates for the new sugar season. Stay tuned for more. Agent Tremper, out.